Hi, Judy from Bungalow Quilting Yarn here, and I'm chain piecing my binding. So you know how we put the bindings together perpendicular, right? The strips are perpendicular to each other, and then you stitch right here on the angle, right? And then you have to grab another strip, add it to this strip here, right? It's so annoying, it's irritating, I hate doing bindings. So I thought, you know, this could be a little bit easier if here's the end of my second strip that I've added, and I'm just chain piecing it then to the next strip without taking it out of the sewing machine. So, okay, so here is the next, so this is the end of the piece I'm currently working on. So now I'm going to grab a new strip. All right, grab the next strip of binding, because we need about, for a regular quilt, you're going to need about 7 or 8, sometimes 9 strips of binding. All right, so then you're going to put this right sides together, perpendicular once again. There you go. And then just feed it through without disconnecting it. So we can actually chain piece a binding just like you can chain piece the pieces on a quilt. And then if you're not going to bind it immediately, if you're not going to bind your quilt immediately, then you can actually keep it like that so it's all together in one place. I really like the idea of doing it this way. So there you go. So I'm going to chain piece. This is the next piece. I've got my point right on that center line. See that? There's a quarter on one side, quarter on the other. Keep the point on the center line, and then you know that you're stitching it straight. I've just been doing this for 100 years, so I know that I'm doing it. Okay, so now here is the end of that strip, of the new strip. Grab the next strip. Grab the next piece of binding, the next binding strip. Place this, sorry about the shaky angle, I'm doing this with one hand here. Place this again, perpendicular. This is the newest strip. Place it perpendicular to this strip and get it all lined up. This piece has been added. So I just keep adding pieces onto the end of the last piece that you did. You can just chain piece these, and then they're all together. So if you're not going to do your binding right away, if you're going to wait a few days or possibly weeks, then you have them all together in one place. So I've laid this out on the floor because, believe it or not, there's no clean spot on my cutting table. Ha! There's just way too much stuff going on my cutting table. It's a party on my cutting table right now. Okay, so this is how they look chain pieced. So you can straighten them all out, get them all straight, and then hang them up on a hanger in your sewing room somewhere. You could do this and have a bunch of bindings already finished and ready to go. Like I said, the average quilt takes maybe 8 binding strips, so if you kind of know what you've got going on in the future, which very few of us do, but I have some quilts that need binding, and it's going to take me a while to get at it, then this is going to save you from having to iron them all over again, because I ironed these once, I don't want to iron them again. So put them on a hanger, hang them up in your sewing room. You could even use a pant hanger, and they're all ready to go. So then what you're going to do is you're just going to clip where you have sewed them, chain piece them, clip them apart, and zip, 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 get those bindings on. Just a fun tip from Bungalow Quilting and Yarn.